Hello friends, and welcome back to the Christy Crafts channel. So glad you're here with me today. We are doing a full suite review of the Valley in Bloom suite. And this suite has all the things and it is just gorgeous. We're going to make some really pretty projects with it. And if you are like me and like all the things, this suite has all the things. It has a bundle, it has an embossing folder, it has embellishments, it has beautiful designer paper, and it has a complimentary set of paper, which I'll show you. Then it also has a designer series paper with a sticker sheet, and it has a extra stamp set and bundle designed to be really good for scrapbooking. And then it also has a scrapbooking workshop. So it has all the bells and whistles, and I'm here to show you a few of them this morning. So first of all, the suite in the Valley in Bloom suite, the suite includes the embellishments, the bundle, the embossing folder, the designer series paper, and the complimentary paper. And then you can purchase separately the scrapbooking workshop and the stamp set and dies, the bundle, and for scrapbooking, and also the designer series paper plus sticker sheet. So you have so many options, and you can design your products to fit your needs. So let me show you a few of them. So first of all, we have the bundle, which includes these stamps that make the lily of the valley flower. You can stamp them or you can die cut them. The dies include the die to cut out the stamped image, plus to cut the flowers themselves and leaves, of course, or you could cut out your stamped leaves. The sentiments are so grateful for you, happy for you, to a forever kind of friend, happy birthday, and a little thanks. And there's also to one of the nicest people I know, which that sentiments are right up my alley. I love sending friendship cards and just because cards, and these are perfect for that. And they have this beautiful scripty font, which is also right up my alley. So this was a no-brainer for me. I had to have it. So that's the bundle, the Lily of the Valley bundle. And then it also includes this gorgeous embossing folder, and it is one of the larger size embossing folder. That is the design. You could kind of see, and then here's the embossing folder, so you can see that it is going to create all kinds of beautiful textures. This large flower, and then the lily of the valley flowers coming out the side. Just stunning. I think this would make a gorgeous card all by itself, and this would be just perfect for just a simple plain white wedding card. Oh, it's beautiful. So that's the embossing folder, which included in the suite. The embellishments, okay, the colors of our designer series paper, which we're going to get to, are Basic Beige, Blackberry Bliss, Coastal Cabana, Darling Duckling, Golden Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, and Pretty Peacock. So again, love these color combinations. That Blackberry Bliss popping out in there against that Pretty Peacock and the greens, so pretty. These are the embellishments that come with the suite, and they are Coastal Cabana. This is either Lemon Lime Twist, or I think it might be Granny Apple Green. It's more towards the green, and then white. And they have this gold flake in their underneath there, and they're shiny. They're really pretty. I love this color combination. So that's the embellishments that are included in the suite. And then, of course, here is the star of the show, the paper. So first of all, this page, there's a couple of designs. This page and this page. Just beautiful. Just gorgeous, gorgeous paper. These are already, this is a scrapbook page just all by itself. You wouldn't have to do much at all. It's so pretty. The paper does all the work for you. Or you could cut these up and make card fronts. Just already so pretty. So that's the front of our first page. And then we have this pattern, which is the basic beige with that garden green details in there. And then this page, the back of it is a gorgeous plaid. I think this is crumb cake, but that color wasn't listed, but I think it's crumb cake on a basic beige. And who doesn't need a good plaid? And then there's this pattern, which is all the lily of the valley flowers. This would be a gorgeous background. And the back of that one is Darling Duckling with the basic beige pattern. And then there's the small lily of the valley flowers on a coastal cabana background. I have some ideas for this. And that has this beautiful coastal cabana plaid on the back of it. I could use about 12 more sheets of this. That is so pretty. And then this one, this green, this granny apple green with the garden green foliage detail. And on the back of it is a Darling Duckling with a small floral detail. So pretty. And then we have this with the greens, the garden green, the lemon lime twist, wash effect in there. And then the back of that is a basic beige pattern with the diamonds on there too. So that is the DSP. Oh, so pretty. So pretty, so pretty. And then you have the Luxe White 12x12 Specialty Series, Designer Series paper. And you get, I think, 8 sheets of this. 6 sheets of this, 3 patterns, and it is white. And it has, can you see in the camera, see that there, that detail there, the lily of the valley flower? And they are just plain white on the back. And then on this one, you have like this crosshatch pattern. And you could take a blending brush and you put your ink and color this. And then this detail is still going to stay because the ink is not going to stick to that part. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. And then this last one has like a floral pattern on it. So that is what is included in the suite. You get the white specialty paper, the designer series paper, the embossing folder, the bundle, and the embellishments. Now, you know, I like to scrapbook. So I did get the designer series paper with the sticker sheet, and look how pretty this is. It has like these Blackberry Bliss, Lily of the Valley stickers. These stickers are just going to be gorgeous on a scrapbook page. Family and friends treasure this. So pretty. And I just love this color combination. Okay, and then I also got the stamp set. I did not get the dies for the Life in Bloom. There is a bundle. It does have stamps and dies, but I just got the stamps. I just wanted the sentiments mostly. Enjoy the simple things in life. A glimpse at us, days well spent, and love my family. I thought this would go together perfectly with these stickers to make some really pretty scrapbook page. So that is the Valley in Bloom suite of products, and then the sticker sheet and the Life in Bloom stamp set. So let's make a pretty card. Okay, we're going to make first a very simple card using the embossing folder. As you can tell, I am really enamored with this embossing folder. I just think it's beautiful. So first things first, I have just a plain white card base. It is A6 size, which is 4.5 by 6. That's going to be our card base. And then I have a piece of silver metallic And that is going to mat on our card base. So it is a 1/4 inch smaller. So it is 425 by 575. Get it right here. The card base is 6 by 4.5. So our metallic piece is 575 by 425. Okay, so we're going to set that aside for a minute, and then I've got a piece of scrap metal for my scrap paper for my sentiment, and then I've got 2 pieces of white cardstock, and I'm going to run them both through this embossing folder, and I'm going to center it on that large floral. I don't know if you can see how I've got the paper in there, but I'm going to center it on that large floral image, because I want that to be my main focal point in the center of my card front. And I'm going to run them both through in about the same places. Now this one I've got trimmed down to fit my card front, and it is going to be a landscape card. This one I've got trimmed down to 4 by 5.5 because I want that to fit right on my mat. So let me run that through. Okay, and then I'm going to do it off camera, but you guys know that for the 3D embossing folders, you use your card base, your base for the embossing machine, and then you put your embossing folder and the number 4 plate. Okay, and we're going to run that through. And there is another little tip. If you really want deep embossing, you can spritz your paper, and it will give it a little bit more depth. Just get it a little tiny bit wet, and it will get it at least a little bit wet. So let's pull that out of there. Look how pretty. Oh, goodness. That is gorgeous, and that's going to go right on top of that silver. Okay, and then I'm going to run this one through at about the same place. Okay, run that through and pull it out. There's our second one. Isn't that just gorgeous? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fussy cut this large flower here, and I'm going to put it onto this with dimensionals so it adds even more depth. So let's cut that out carefully. I'm going to leave just a tiny bit of edge. Okay, and I'll tell you what, I will speed up the video, this part of the video, just to save you guys a little time. You can pause if you were making this with me while you cut out your flower. Okay, so there I've got my flower cut out, and I'm going to put that on the front right over top of the original with some dimensionals. So let me grab some dimensionals. Okay. All right, and that's going to go right there. Okay, now, oh, that's really pretty. It just gives it just a little bit more, as if it needed it. You could even go a step further and cut these little other flowers, the little daisies out too, if you wanted to. Okay, and so then, make sure I got my card opening correctly. So let's do our sentiment. And I've just pulled out a congratulations from, I think this was a paper pumpkin kit, maybe. But anyway, it's just a congratulations stamp that I have. And I'm going to stamp that on some white cardstock with Memento Black ink. And I'm going to fussy cut this out as well. So, just a second. Okay, so there's my sentiment. And that's just going to go right down here with also some dimensional. So let's put this card together. So I've got my card base again. It's an A6, 4.5 by 6. And then this metallic paper, well, I'll do my glue. Put a little glue on the back of that. Okay, and we'll put that right onto our card front, center it. Okay. And then we're going to put this piece on next. And I think liquid glue does work a little bit better with the embossed pieces, just for me, just because so I can get some glue down in that detail. But of course, you guys can use whatever adhesive you prefer. So that's going to go centered right on that silver piece. Just give it a little bit of pop shimmer. Okay. And then our sentiment. Let me grab my dimensionals again. Now I want it to be right over that bottom of that flower, so I don't want any dimensionals over the front here, just on the back. Put one here. I may have to cut one in half. Yeah, let's cut one. Because this part is a little small, so we will shimmy that in there and then put this one right there. That works out pretty well. Okay. And then we'll put a little bit of adhesive right over that front. And that's going to go right here. Okay. Okay, now you could use the embellishments that come with the suite. These white ones would be very pretty on here, but they've got this gold, and I used silver as my matte, so I don't want to. So I'm going to pull out, I pulled out these the festive pearls, the little silver festive pearls. And I'm just going to put a few of those around my card front. like so. That's pretty good. Okay, and there is a card made primarily with the embossing folder. I thought it was gorgeous and I just had to. So there is card 1. Okay, now let's make one with the pretty flowers. For this card, we're going to, of course, need a card base. Again, it's an A6, 4.5 by 6. And then I have cut a piece of this blue, this Coastal Cabana plaid, and I have cut it 1/4 inch smaller, so it is 425 by 575, and that is just beautiful. And then we're going to use a piece of Coastal Cabana that is 375 by 525, so it comes in a little bit more than 1/4 inch. And then we're going to use this white, this specialty paper with the Lily of the Valley, and it is matted for that. So it is 3.5 by 5. And I'll put the measurements down below here. So 3.5 by 5, and we're going to shade that a little bit. And then we've got a couple of pieces of a little piece of the plaid, and we've got white we're going to cut out of, and then we've got green. So let's first of all, let's cut our pieces. So we're going to need 2 of the Lily of the Valleys out of white. So let me cut those right quick. Excuse me. And then this is going to be for our sentiment. And I have a just a shape die that fits over our happy birthday. And then we're going to cut the leaves out of this green. So let me pull the machine over and cut those right quickly. And you won't be able to see it on camera, but get those cut. Get the leaf out of the green, and we do need 2 of them. Okay, and then our sentiment frame out of a piece of Coastal Cabana. Okay, get that all sandwiched on there and get her cranking. Okay, so there is one of the leaves. There's one of the leaves. We need another one. There's our sentiment shape. And one of the flowers. Oh, isn't that pretty? So we need one more of those and one more leaf. So we'll put that over here. Make sure nothing moved. And crank that through one more time. Okay. Now, oh, there's our second leaf. And no, that didn't work. Sometimes when you drop the dies, the die cut pops right out. And other times you have to poke it a little. Okay, so that is all of our cutting. I'm going to move this to the side. All right, now let's do some blending. So first of all, let me move everything to the side, and I've got a sheet of paper. So I'm going to blend this with the Coastal Cabana. Okay, so let's, alright, and we're going to just start adding some color to this. I don't really want to color the whole thing. I just want to give it a little bit of color around the edges. Just to bring out that pattern. All right, a little bit more. right, let's do one more here. And if you notice, when I use the blending brush, I always kind of touch off on the side of my paper before I go onto my targeted paper, because sometimes when you're blending, see those splotches there? You'll get that on your paper. So there, I've added just a little bit of color to that. And then I want to take a towel and just kind of wipe this down a little bit off of that designed area. Oh, that's so pretty. And that's going to go right on this mat, just like this. And it's just going to add just a little bit of color and going to be beautiful. So now, the other thing I want to color with my blending brushes is the little flower bells. And I'm just going to color just the top. So I'm going to get just a little bit of ink on the top of my brush and just start coloring those. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just adding just a little bit of color. Okay. All right. Okay, now, there we go. There is just a little tint of blue on our flowers. And I want to color my stems. So I do not have a Granny Apple Green blending brush. I thought I did, but I do not. So I'm going to try a couple of my blending brushes and see which one is going to work the best. And I lean towards Old Olive, and I think the light color, that's going to go pretty well with that. Now, since it has a little bit of yellow in it, you could take, like, after that, and the Lemon Lolly and kind of go over it. How does that match? No? Let's try the dark. This is a dark Old Olive. And then if I add a little bit of yellow to that. So what do you think? This color or this color? I'm going with this one. To me, that seems fine. Okay, so I'm going to color my stems. So we'll put them down and we'll use the brush tip and we will just go right over the stem. Okay, and then just be careful on your flowers. You don't want to color over your flowers. And I may not even need the yellow. It may be fine. This is just such a small stem. It may be just fine. But always remember you have that option to blend your colors if you don't have exactly what you need. So there's that. Isn't that pretty? So that's going to go against that. Yep, I love it. Okay, so there's one. I think we need to go this one more time. It looked a little light. Okay, now let's do this one. And color right up to our little flowers. our little lilies. Let me turn this one. Okay. Okay, so there is our lily. So I think we're about ready to put our card together. I think we just have to stamp our sentiment and be... Okay, so let's put this over to the side, put our lilies, and move this paper. Okay, let's put a few things together. So, first of all, let's glue our card bases. And look, that paper is so pretty. Doesn't it just break your heart when you have to glue down pretty paper? It does mine. But the plaid is also pretty. Okay, so we're going to center that right on our card front. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, and then we will put this on. So we're going to put this patterned paper that we colored on a Coastal Cabana mat. And I think I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. So let me grab my dimensional sheet. I'm going to give this card a little depth. Okay. Okay, now make sure I've got my card opening. Look there. I would have put it on upside down. All right, there's how my card opens. So this is the top and the bottom. And this is right side up. You know, you always have to check these things. At least I do. Okay, so that looks pretty centered there. Okay, and then we're going to put this little plaid strip right across the bottom here. And then maybe bring it up a little bit because our sentiment is going to go right here. And I think I will put that in the middle. Yep, let's go ahead and stamp that. So I've got my happy birthday, and I'm going to use Memento Black ink. Get that inked up. I'm just loving this font. All right, so we've got our stamp inked up. Just try that one time. That's the first time I've used that stamp. I always like to stamp one time on paper. Okay, now let's center that right onto our frame. And voila! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay. Being silly. All right, so that's going to go there. Our birthday sentiment is going to go right there. So we want to come up a little bit more, just like that. So that's going to go there. And then I want to slide my flowers just under like so. Okay, so we're going to put them on first, and we may need to trim our stems just a bit because the happy birthday doesn't come all the way over. So let's trim our stems just a tiny bit. Boop. Excuse me. All right, so let's put these on with tiny dimensionals. Let me grab some tiny dimensionals. And let's put those on the back of our little flowers. Make sure they fit. They do. Yeah, tiny dimensionals. And I will be putting one on each flower, so this may take a second. Some of these flowers are thinner than others. There we go. I've never been accused of not using enough dimensionals. Never been accused of it. How about you guys? Okay, now let's put the leaves on first. They're going to go here. They might need a little trim too. I think they're going to be okay. All right, so we're going to put those on with a little adhesive glue. Liquid adhesive. And we'll just put one here. And one here. Okay, now the little lilies. Put one over this way. And our second. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm going to put it kind of this direction. A little bit below there. Nice. So pretty. Can you guys see? I'm sorry, I had that up too high. There we go. Now, our plaid is going to go here with just a little bit of adhesive. And then our happy birthday is going to go just here. With dimensionals. Center that. Let's bring it down a little bit. Happy birthday. And then we'll add some embellishments and this card will be done. What you think, green or blue or Coastal Cabana? I'm thinking Coastal Cabana. So pretty. Let's put one. Let's put a couple here. And one here. And I would like a couple down here. Oh no, that might be too much. Now, that's good. Excuse me. Okay, so there is our finished card. So we have this pretty card. And we have this pretty card. So there are our two cards that we made. And I just love them. Especially this one. This Coastal Cabana really jumps out. And this one is so elegant and pretty. Okay. So there's our cards that we made. And now I'm going to show you some of the other projects I made using the Valley in Bloom suite. Okay guys, I have just made many projects with this Valley in Bloom suite. And I can make some more. I just love it. I can't stop, but I have to because I'm out of time. So I wanted to share the additional projects that I made with you using this suite of products, just adding a little bit of cardstock here and there to extend my materials. But these are the first two cards that we made together. This one using the embossing folder, and this one, of course, using the dies to make these pretty flowers and the specialty paper. And then I made several cards just using the designer series paper, letting the beauty of that paper really shine through. So I wanted to share those with you. So this one first was, it's just the designer series paper with a sentiment. I did mat it with a little Peaceful Pine cardstock and then added those pretty Peaceful Pine butterflies from the what are those called? The little butterfly embossing. They're so cute. I'm probably going to be using those quite a bit. The, just in color butterflies. 2026 to 2028 in color butterflies. Those. Okay, so that one's just using the DSP. This one mostly uses a DSP that from the Valley in Bloom set. Just and matted that with a die cut piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, and then added a few embellishments, stamped that sentiment. So pretty. This one is kind of the same. I did use the embossing folder on some crumb cake back here, put a little strip, and then the Blackberry Bliss with the cardstock. Just really does all the heavy lifting. Kind of the same pattern. This paper is so pretty. I could have made a bunch of these, but I had to stop. So, and then the next group is kind of, I did use the embossing folder on this craft paper and then matted this up and then stamped the smaller Lily of Blooms. And I did use the new gel pens the white gel pens to color in on the craft paper. And I just love that technique. Using white ink on a colored paper really makes it stand out. And then just added some embellishments. And while I'm showing you this card, I made these cute little gift packs for, I'm not sure who I'm going to give them to yet, but I found this really pretty necklace online on a jewelry site, and guess what it has? Lily of the Valley florals. And so I made these little packs and put the necklaces inside, and those are all ready to go as gifts. So I've got those ready to go, and I can't wait to give those to people. I think they're just really gonna love them. So that kind of goes with this card a little bit. And then I made these using the die cuts. This one is kind of DSP as the star also. It is heavy on that, but then I added this die cut. This one was really pretty. And then this one, die cut some of the florals and use that specialty paper also. So those are my cards using the paper. And then I did do some, I would say, second sprucing up with the die cuts. This one is the DSP within the die cuts, just adding a little bit of color to the stem and the bells, and then adding those little butterflies as well. So pretty. And then this one, using the embossing folder to make that stand out, putting a strip of the DSP, and then happy birthday. This is just stamped black on white, and then these white lilies, so pretty, adding some embellishments. And then I would say all the bells and whistles on these final cards. This one, DSP back there, die cuts, stickers from the sticker sheet are featured in this one. And then also the die cut lilies. And then this one, just a basket full of lilies. Put those and just layered on top, happy birthday, added some of the twine. Just love how these turned out. And then, of course, I did some scrapbook pages. You guys know I love to make the scrapbook pages. So let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. I guess I'll have to raise this up a little bit. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. So here's my first page. These are stickers from the sticker sheet. Just some simple photo places. And all set to go. Perfect for a family outing, family picnic, something that you want to remember. And then I made this one with also the die cuts and stickers from the sticker sheet. Just adding some sentiments. And I'll bring this up a little closer so you can see. See all those, the die cut bells, lilies, and then the stickers just kind of layered in there to create a really pretty page. And the sentiments that were included in that sticker sheet are just great for scrapbooking. So, okay guys, those are all of my projects for using the Valley in Bloom suite of products. Again, this is one of those must-have suites. You guys don't want to miss out. I think it is still available. The dies may be out, but they'll be back. And this is one you want to make sure you get. You can do all occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, congratulations, anything really you can make this work for. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's projects. If you have, make sure and hit that subscribe and like button. And I will be back next week with a new project. Happy crafting!